Now it's time for our favorite segment, Ass Hat of the Week. So, Nathan, who is our ass hat this week?
Michael, our ass hat this week is one of my least favorite people to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Like there are some people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Space Lasers Green that's kind of fun to talk about because like
Sure.
sometimes the shit she says is like, yeah, it's terrible, but it's also just kind of funny, and you could just point and laugh at this buffoon.
Mm-hmm.
But this person is somebody who is able to say things without sounding like a buffoon, but still being a fucking evil son of a bitch.
Oh, fuck. That's the worst combination.
Fox News anchor, Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters, come on down.
Awesome. Wow. It's good to have
Jay
him
Waddy.
back on the show. Good to have him back. So what did Jesse Waters do this time to get on our show?
Honestly, it's kind of the same thing he did last time he was on the show.
Oh,
like, the last time he was on this show, it was because he said something really shitty about homeless people that just made me go like, wow, I didn't realize that somebody could be that fucking heinous about homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Just
the
when
worst
you
thing I've
thought.
ever heard. And just when I thought that was the worst thing that I could have heard a person say about homeless people, he one-upped himself. He went on this whole rant about Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of California, and some of the shit that he's saying about, you know, trying to destigmatize homelessness and trying to fight against the homelessness problem. And Jesse Waters punched down in the most colossal way possible, in a way that, like, I didn't think could come out of the mouth of an actual person who was not on SNL. Like, the shit that he says, I was like, SNL can't parody that. That is the parody. That is the parody of the cartoonishly evil son of a bitch, elitist asshole on Fox News talking about homeless people.
He's literally like fucking like Snidely Whiplash from like Dudley Do Right.
Yeah. So here's what he said. Quote, homelessness is not about lack of affordable housing, which, okay, pause. What?
What?
Not being able to afford a house is not about a lack of affordable housing. What? He continues. It's about drug addicts that want to wander around and live in tents on the sidewalk. And so you don't coddle antisocial behavior. You can't subsidize antisocial behavior. You have to stigmatize it. You can't celebrate people with purple hair and nose rings, 4 kids with 4 different men who are dressed like trash, and make them out to be some sort of cutting-edge heroes. You have to call them what they are. These are people that have failed in life, and they're on their deathbed, and if we're not honest about it, we're never going to fix the problem.
How do we even start with that fucking quote? Jesus fucking Christ. He's literally like, it's
That's
like
like
he's
borderline
making a
genocidal.
smoothie of like horrible things. Like, let me put in a little bit of fresh little sexism and a dash of little racism in there.
Yeah.
Ooh, and let me punch down and try to get at those addicts. Because you know what? You know the thing about addicts, Nathan, is they love being addicts. That's the thing. Addiction they famously just prefer addiction.
Yeah.
Fuck, Jesus Christ. Also,
You know-
people love tents. They
Yeah.
don't want homes. They want tents. What the fuck? Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, you know that a lot of addiction comes from the overprescription of narcotics by doctors that were basically sold these narcotics rhetorically by large pharmaceutical companies, and that underplayed the potentially addictive aspects of it. Like, if you're listening, look up the Sackler family.
Oh man.
All right,
Dude.
They single-handedly created an opioid epidemic. All right,
Yep.
and what happens is basically you get a surgery, you're overprescribed narcotics. You know, it used to be OxyContin, now it's oxycodone. Like, you're overprescribed narcotics. You take them, you get addicted to them. You lose the prescription after you've finished, like, you know, you've recovered from your surgery, but you're still addicted. So you know what you do? You turn to street drugs.
Yeah.
All right. That is not an individual or moral failing. That is being the victim of a truly evil and heinous corporation.
And like,
all right?
let's be clear also, the thing about fucking opioid addiction is that it is not a weakness of the will problem. This is a physical addiction. This is not someone like, oh, I just love, just love coffee in the morning. This is like fucking physical addiction.
Addiction means that the drugs that you are taking over a function of your body that have gotten to the point where you cannot function in that specific way without that without that drug.
Exactly.
That's what addiction is. That is the definition of addiction.
Yep.
Some people use compulsion and addiction interchangeably. They're not the same thing.
Yep.
Addiction is when there is a physical alteration to your body in which the drug is taking over a process that your body was previously doing.
Yep.
All right. It is a health issue. And on top of that, if a person does turn to drugs as a matter of choice, most of the time it's to cope with shit.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Like potentially being fucking homeless.
Yeah.
Because being fucking homeless is not something that you just wake up one day and decide, you know what? I want to live in a tent and shit in a bucket. Like, no, that is not what they're doing.
Which you can do if you want. Like, that's the other thing is like, you could also just do that if you want, but like, that's not the problem that these people are diagnosing or solving. Like when fucking Jesse Waters goes after homeless people, he doesn't actually care about homelessness. He cares about, quote, antisocial behavior, which is his like attempt at trying to mask a list of things that he doesn't like as social harms. Fucking purple hair, fucking like people that have kids with multiple partners, dressing like trash. What the fuck? Homelessness is about homes and addiction and all this stuff. And you know what the proof of that? In California, there is a city making a lot of progress on homelessness and doing it in a really thoughtful way. And you know what they're doing? It's actually informed by studies. There are multiple studies that support this. And we've done like deep dives on homelessness as well in the past. You know what they're doing? Giving people fucking homes.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, the implication that Jesse Waters is trying to make is that homelessness is a choice. And in a roundabout way, he is correct. Homelessness is a choice. It's a societal choice. Mm-hmm. It's a societal choice that we could solve if we had the political will to do it. Mm-hmm. But of course, Jesse Waters doesn't want that. He wants to be a smug, elitist asshole wearing an expensive suit that probably costs more than I make in a year as he smugly looks at the camera to say that the big problems that you should be worried about are not the wealthy employers that are fucking you over, that are lobbying the government to keep your wages low to prevent you from getting universal health care. It's not the people that are trying to rig the political system in favor of them having lower taxes and you having higher taxes. It's big homeless. That's the problem. Big homeless.
So fuck you, Jesse Waters, for being this week's Ass Hat of the Week.